Welcome to Global Crossroads. After months of intense debate and a razor-thin vote in Congress, President Trump's signature piece of legislation, dubbed the One Big Beautiful Bill, was officially signed into law on July 4, 2025. This isn't just a bill. It's a comprehensive overhaul of American policy, with profound implications not only for the United States but for the global economic and geopolitical landscape. Today, we're breaking down what's inside this massive bill, who benefits, who loses, and its potential impact worldwide. At its core, the One Big Beautiful Bill, OBBB, is a sprawling 887-page package consolidating major policy priorities across various sectors. According to CBS News and Al Jazeera, it makes permanent key provisions of Trump's 2017 tax cuts while introducing significant new measures. Tax reforms. The bill permanently extends many of the 2017 tax cuts. Critically, it introduces new tax breaks, including a deduction for tipped workers and overtime pay, a key campaign promise. The state and local tax, SALT deduction cap, is also temporarily raised from $10,000 to $40,000 for 5 years, a measure expected to benefit higher-income earners in high-tax states. Medicaid and food assistance. This is a major area of spending cuts. CBS News reports that the bill makes deep cuts to Medicaid, the government health program for low-income and disabled Americans. It imposes new work requirements for some able-bodied adults and more frequent eligibility checks, potentially leading to millions losing coverage. Similarly, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, or food stamps, faces new restrictions, including raising the work requirement age to 64 for some able-bodied adults. Rural hospitals, heavily reliant on Medicaid reimbursements, could face challenges, although the bill includes a $50 billion fund to help them. Immigration and border security. A significant portion of the bill is dedicated to tough immigration measures. Al Jazeera reports over $46 billion for building the border wall, $45 billion to expand immigrant detention capacity, and around $30 billion to boost staffing and training for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. It also introduces a $100 fee for asylum seekers. Energy policy. The bill notably targets clean energy initiatives. It ends many tax credits for electric vehicles, home energy upgrades, and other green programs that were part of the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act. This move, according to CBS News, effectively phases out incentives for utility-scale wind and solar projects and cuts EV buyer incentives years ahead of schedule. This comprehensive legislation creates clear winners and losers, both domestically and internationally. Taxpayers. Supporters, including the White House, claim the bill delivers the largest middle and working-class tax cut in U.S. history, promising bigger paychecks of over $10,000 annually for everyday families, no tax on tips or overtime, and a permanent increase to the child tax credit. However, Al Jazeera notes that previous tax cuts primarily benefited higher-income earners, and over a third of the total cuts from 2017 went to households earning over $460,000, recipients of social safety nets. This group faces significant challenges. The Congressional Budget Office, CBO, projects that nearly 12 million people could lose Medicaid coverage due to new requirements, and 4.7 million SNAP participants could lose benefits. This represents the largest spending reductions to the U.S. safety net in modern history, according to a White House memo cited by Al Jazeera. Renewable energy industry. The sector faces a significant blow. The Times of India reports that experts call this one of the most self-destructive energy policies in modern history, with projections of increasing wholesale electricity prices by 50% by 2035 and the elimination of hundreds of thousands of renewable jobs. Tesla CEO Elon Musk reportedly opposed the bill due to its impact on clean energy. The economic impact of the One Big Beautiful Bill is a central point of contention and a major concern for economists and financial experts. The bill is expected to add a substantial amount to the national debt. The CBO projects it will add $3.4 trillion to the federal deficit over the next 10 years, potentially hitting 130% of GDP within a decade, surpassing post-World War II highs, according to analyses in the Times of India and Al Jazeera. Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, has warned that this legislation pushes America deeper into a debt spiral that could trigger big, painful disruptions for American families and the global financial system if not rectified. He He estimates annual interest payments on the debt could soar to $2 trillion, forcing politically unpopular choices. Massive spending cuts, significant tax increases, or monetary intervention that could devalue the dollar and hurt bondholders. The White House, however, maintains that the bill will slash deficits and unleash economic growth through tax cuts and deregulation, with the Council of Economic Advisors projecting increased wages, investment, and GDP growth. They argue that deficit reduction of $4.5 trillion can be achieved relative to the current policy baseline. Despite these differing forecasts, bond markets have already shown signs of unease, with yields on long-term treasuries jumping, reflecting investor concern over the government's fiscal trajectory, as reported by the Wall Street Journal. The domestic changes brought by the One Big Beautiful Bill will undoubtedly send ripples across the international stage. The rollback of green energy incentives could diminish U.S. leadership in global climate action, potentially weakening its influence in international climate negotiations like COP30, where consensus on climate finance and fossil fuel transition is already difficult. This move may also be seen as beneficial by rivals like China, which continues to heavily invest in its own renewable energy sector. The Times of India even suggested the bill could be making China laugh and stronger in the clean energy race. The significant investment in border security and immigration enforcement signals a continued America First approach. This could impact diplomatic relations with Latin American countries and potentially influence international migration policies and humanitarian aid discussions. Furthermore, the projected increase in the U.S. national debt raises concerns among international investors and allies about the long-term stability of the global financial system. A destabilized U.S. economy could have cascading effects on global markets, trade, and even the ability of the U.S. to project power or provide aid in future crises. Our team at Global Crossroads pours extensive research and analysis into every video, aiming to bring you the most accurate and insightful understanding of these complex global forces. If you find this in-depth breakdown valuable and want to stay ahead in a rapidly changing world, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Your support makes this crucial work possible. The One Big Beautiful Bill is more than just domestic policy. It's a testament to the interconnectedness of our world. Its long-term effects on the U.S. economy, its social fabric, and its standing on the global stage will unfold over the coming years. At Global Crossroads, we will continue to monitor these developments, bringing you the sharp insights and clear explanations you need. Subscribe to Global Crossroads and stay informed on the forces shaping your future.